Welcome to Fashionably Broke.
I'm kidding, don't use that.
Just wear whatever the hell you
Like,
want.
literally just...
We're living on a McDonald's budget.
Just because you're broke doesn't mean you have to dress like it.
Hello, or howdy, and welcome back to Fashionably Broke Podcast with your host, me. Hi, Maddy Schweppy. Wow, guys, welcome back to another episode of Fashionably Broke Podcast. I am so glad to be chit-chatting with you guys today. I have a very fun episode planned for y'all. Today, we are going to be going over summer style because, y'all, summer is officially here. We're going to be going over, of course, some reality TV, a little reality TV roundup. And then we're going to be talking about friendships, specifically the Fringe Friend and what that means and how to know if you are the Fringe Friend. Super exciting things planned for you guys today. But yeah, hi, howdy. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see that I'm wearing a cowboy hat. Because again, we are going to dive into some summer style and basically what I have been absolutely loving this summer and pretty much what my Pinterest board is looking like. Because, you know, I feel like summer is officially here. And so everyone is kind of scrambling on, okay, what's the vibe this summer? Like what are we going for? What's the mood board? And I feel like I have curated a pretty good mood board. So I'm really excited to discuss. And then, of course, Love Island, babes. If you listened to last week's episode, you have heard that I am now a Love Island girl. Yes, shocking to most that I had never watched Love Island before. Yeah, this is my first time ever watching Love Island and Love Island US, okay? Not UK. I have not ventured or dabbled into Love Island UK, but we are doing the US of A. And yeah, it shocked a lot of people that I had never watched Love Island before. I've gotten a few that's very Maddy coded. So yeah, I'm watching it. I want to catch up since last week's episode because I feel like really actually not much has happened. We did have someone dumped from the island, new recoupling, bombshells, so on and so forth. We have another love triangle, so we're going to catch up on that. We are going to put an end and put to rest the Summer House drama and the updates regarding Summer House in the city, that whole shebang. And then finally, we will be able to lay that to rest. Okay, guys? Until next year, of course. And then, like I said, we're going to go over friendships and what being a fringe friend is. What is it? How do you know if you are one? How to navigate life if you are one? So on and so forth. Okay, but I think that we just need to dive right into it. So let's talk fashion. Let's specifically talk summer fashion because I know that it has most likely hit 90 degrees where everyone lives. So we are thinking, how can we stay cool in the summer heat? And I'm here to tell you. Okay, so first things first, what I have been absolutely loving for, I feel like this season, the summer season, is the 2000s. I feel like this year, I don't know, the vibes that I am feeling for summer are very Y2K coded, full on 2000s. I mean, the bling, the sunglasses, the crop tops, the fun skirts, the fun colors, the fun patterns. I don't know. I feel like it's very, very Y2K coded. And I feel like Zara Larsson has a huge hand in kind of like bringing those vibes to this year's summer, just with her, you know, endless summer tour and just like the vibes, the very, you know, like Dolphin Girl Summer. It is Dolphin Girl Summer. Shout out to Micah Haynes. If you listened to the episode, the Happy Hour with Friends episode with her, she labeled it a Dolphin Girl Summer. And truly, that is what it is. It is Dolphin Girl Summer to the max. So I'm just very Y2K, very, very colorful patterns, you know, just like a major throwback. Think Paris Hilton, think Lindsay Lohan, think Britney Spears, like that major throwback vibes. I just feel like they give, I don't know, it just gives off such good energy. Like, we're here to have fun because this summer, guys, we are having fun, okay? Summer is supposed to be fun. Amanda, not fun. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, summer is supposed to be fun. And I feel like this year, I don't know, I'm just like really trying to embody that like fun, free spirit. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm just here to have a good time and soak up the sun. So yeah, very Y2K vibes. Okay. Another thing that I'm really kind of like leaning a little bit more into, and I kind of feel like I dressed the part for today's episode, is Coastal Cowboy. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, number one, I'm so sorry for the state of my bed. I'm currently washing my duvet cover, so we're roughing it right now, recording today's episode, but I am rocking my straw cowboy hat. This has been my go-to pool hat all summer long, even though summer literally just started. But for the last couple of weeks, I have just been grabbing this hat to shade myself from the sun, but like look kind of cute and like put together. So Coastal Cowboy is definitely something that I'm leaning towards, just like very like whites, lights, blues, straw hats. Still wearing boots, light color boots, my white boots, cream boots, tan boots, and kind of balancing the cowboy vibes with, a light linen set or something that's like very beachy, very coastally, even though I do live in Nashville. So, I'm not really near the coast literally at all. But I don't know. I've just been digging the Coastal Cowboy look. I just feel like it's a very effortless, and just like fun and playful. Playing with texture and patterns and fabric, I feel like is probably like the main source when it comes to Coastal Cowboy. I feel like, wearing a lot of linen, wearing a lot of straw, a lot of like shells mixed with like that leather, that like light, I want to say that leather, or just like that light denim. I feel like it kind of balances each other out. Okay, another vibe that I have just been really digging, I'm really not entirely sure how exactly to describe it, but just like very effortlessly chic. I almost want to say like a French summer, like the south of France summer. Basically, what I mean like effortless is I want to, number one, like look together with my hair, my face, but my outfit. I basically don't want people to be able to tell, did I just get back? Did I just get dressed from hanging out at the pool all day? Did I literally wake up and throw this on? Like, did I go to, brunch in this outfit? Like, I just want it to look effortless. I want it to look like, oh, this outfit, so I just threw it on. Like, didn't try that hard, but you still look super chic and super put together. I have been absolutely digging matching sets for this, put on like a strapless top, either a cute pair of like matching shorts or a skirt or pants, just like very loose, a lot of linen vibes. And then you just put on like a super fun flip-flop. Flip-flops are my shoes of the summer. Flip-flops are the moment. And I'm talking either just like a plain old flip-flop that you can wear, at the pool, running errands, to a heeled flip-flop. Like, I am just obsessed with flip-flops at the moment. And I like seriously cannot get enough of them. My entire closet is going to be full of flip-flops, flip-flop heels. I just literally am in love with them and I can't get enough of them. But like just throwing on just like a fun, super chic, put together outfit that's very easy, very effortless, with a really nice flip-flop, a fun bag, and some basic accessories, but like a fun necklace or fun earrings. And then just, making sure that your makeup is just like very put together, very light, very minimal. Your hair is like either waved or in a slick back, which I am over slick backs, but at the same time, they're just so easy. I'm really trying to like veer away from wearing slick backs because like I'm literally scared that my hair is falling out, guys. I'm terrified that me wearing a slick back all the time is like causing my hairline to recede. So I'm really, really, really trying to stay away from slick backs, but they're just so addicting. Like, I can't help it. I love to just throw my hair up in a slick back. I feel like accessories are the moment. And I feel like I say that literally every single year and every single season. But it really is just so true. I feel like this year I'm really looking a lot more towards simpler outfits. Like I said, just very effortless. Like, oh, I just threw this on and ran out the door. Like, what do you mean? But I look so freaking put together. So I feel like accessories really are the moment. So whether it be a super fun pop of color with your flip-flops and with your bag, I feel like bags right now, oh my God, they are just such the moment. Like, I think that like if you have a colorful bag or a really fun, like playful bag, whether it be due to texture, pattern, so on and so forth, throwing on a super fun bag, super fun earrings, or like a super fun chunky necklace. I don't know. I just feel like being able to throw on like a very simple outfit, but then having so much fun with the accessories is like, oh God, it's such the moment. Doing something fun with your hair is so the moment. Wearing a fun hat. Like, I am definitely going to be rocking this cowboy hat. Honestly, I think all summer long, whether it is just at the pool or if like I'm literally like putting on jeans and like going somewhere. I just think like bringing like a fun summery element to your outfit, no matter how simple it is, I feel like it's just, I feel like that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it summery. That's what makes it beachy. Like, just having fun, playing around with outfits, styling something that I literally would never wear. And again, just like trying to look put together without trying too hard, if that makes sense at all. I feel like this summer, just really having fun with color, playing with different color palettes, finding my color palette. I feel like that's something that I also really, really want to do this summer, is like really play within like my color analysis, like my color range. Because I just feel like, I don't know, like when you're wearing a specific color that like really enhances your features and brings out like the best parts of you, I feel like it makes you 10 times more confident. But all that to say, the one thing is going into the summer, I really, really, really badly need to do a closet clean out, because I literally have clothes coming out of every single crevice in my home. It is horrible. I have so much clothes that I really, really need to go through, get rid of, sort through, sell on Depop, just because I have started a full-on collection and Mama has nowhere to put it all. So if you're interested in shopping my closet, stay tuned. If you don't follow my social media, make sure to check it out at Maddy Schweppe, MADDYSCHWEPPE. And like I said, stay tuned for some major Depop dumps, because your girl's really got to go through her closet, because it's getting a little intense. I'm also super excited because for the 4th of July, I'm going to the beach. Guys, I haven't been to the beach in like 7 years. It's been far too long, so I'm super excited. I'm already having a ton of fun coming up with outfit ideas, and just like really leaning into that very beachy coastal tone, because I feel like I haven't gotten to do that in so long. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be living my best life at the beach 4th of July weekend. But all that to say, I also want to know what you guys have been loving for summer, and kind of like what you feel like your summer style has been, or what you're leaning towards, or what your mood board looks like, because I feel like sharing ideas and, kind of like mixing those different vibes together is such a fun way to express yourself and, just like really pop off the summer. So please let me know. Shoot me a DM. Send me your mood board. Comment down below. I would love to hear the styles that you have been really digging for summer 2026, because I know that we're all going to pop the fuck off. Okay, guys, but moving into reality TV just a little bit, I have a few things that I want to go over, because like I said, I have been loving Love Island. Again, this is the first year that I'm watching it. I've gotten so much feedback where everyone's basically saying like this is the worst year to watch it because like it's not that great. But I have nothing to compare it to. So to me, it's great and I've been loving it. So yeah, we're going to dive into that. But before I dive into Love Island, an announcement dropped today. And I honestly think it's an announcement that we've all, number one, been waiting for, number two, expecting. Like, we knew that this was going to happen, but West Wilson has officially been fired from Summer House, and thank God, good riddance. We don't want that man's on our screen anymore. By the time this episode airs, the fourth and final bonus episode for Summer House will have dropped. I have not watched it yet, but I just know it's going to be honestly like the same old, same old. I don't know. I don't really know what else they could tell us that's different other than them actually deciding that they want to tell the truth and give us like a ton of details. And I just know that that's not going to happen. So I don't really care. But kind of on the Summer House into Love Island train, Sierra officially had her debut on Love Island. She is one of this year's hosts for, I think it's called After Sun on Love Island, which airs on Saturdays. So whenever someone gets voted off the island or dumped off the island, she gets to interview them with TikToker Tuffy. I don't know Tuffy's last name, but honestly, iconic duo. I love it for them. They are killing it. They're doing so freaking well. And they were both on an actual episode of Love Island. They were hosting a game during the episode. And let me just say, guys, major shade. Major shade, major tea thrown at Amanda. I was literally screaming. I was screaming. The thing is like, again, this is the first time I've ever watched Love Island, and I have like a handful of friends I know that watch it, and they are probably so sick of me, especially because like Love Island's on literally every single day except for Wednesdays and basically Saturdays because it's after dark or after sun. I forget what it's called. But, like, I'm literally just, like, blowing up my friends' phones during the episodes because I'm, like, I need someone to talk to about it because it's just insane to watch. But, yeah, throwing major shade at Amanda and, like, the whole situation. And, honestly, it's just iconic. And I love that for Sierra. And, like, Sierra's killing it. And I'm super excited for her and for this opportunity for her that she has. I also am just, like, what is the timeline of, like, once Love Island is finished? Like, when does she need to go to LA to start filming Dancing with the Stars? Like, how much turnaround is that? Because she's basically going to have to move out to LA for, like, a few months to film Dancing with the Stars. Because we all know our girl's going to win. Okay? I'm throwing that into the universe now already. She's going to win, and she's going to have the most amazing partner ever. Okay? You heard it here first, fellas. Okay, but other than that, a little Love Island update. If you have not watched, you might want to pause or skip ahead because I'm going to give some spoilers. Sorry, not sorry. Since we last spoke on the podcast, I know I don't think I really got crazy into like the details, the depths of Love Island and what's been going on, but we're going to do a little update. I feel like from the last time I spoke to y'all to current, right now, Love Island, not much really has happened. We did get 3 new bombshells, which I can't even remember if they were introduced to the villa after we recorded or before. It might have been like the episode that they were all first introduced, but basically this last episode, there was a full recoupling, and Beatrice got kicked off of Love Island, which honestly, yes, it's sad, but at the same time, I feel like she really only devoted her time to Gabe, Gabrielle, and didn't really put many feelers out into the universe and to the villa. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like she wouldn't have really recoupled with anyone. Other than I am just pissed that Corbin picked Melanie. I think Melanie is just a little bit off her rocker. I don't know. I'm hoping and praying that her not being with Sincere, maybe she isn't as psycho crazy as she has shown to be thus far in Love Island. So we'll see. I also am very interested and curious to see how Sincere and Soul do, and if Soul starts to go crazy, then we know what the problem is. It's Sincere. It's the man. It's Sincere. So if Sincere drives Soul crazy, then we know the source. We know the issue, and we can get him out. Okay? We can get him out. Okay, but other than that, Kenzie, Caleb, and Corbin. That love triangle really has me sweating. Okay? Really, really, truly has me sweating. Honestly, I didn't realize like how strong Kenzie felt her connection is with Corbin, because like she has Caleb. She has the man that she has been hoping and praying for. Yet she just keeps going back to Corbin. And like their makeout sesh this past episode, hot and heavy, also a little crazy. I mean, the fact that Corbin just recoupled with Melanie, we know how Melanie is. Kenzie's with Caleb, hasn't, just met him, really needs to give him a chance, get to know him. And this girl is literally touching tongues with my man Corbin, which I don't blame her. Listen, I don't blame her at all. She has two fine men. But it's got me a little nervous. It does have me a little nervous. I don't know. I don't know. I like her, and I just don't want that to be the source of any issues and basically lead to her demise. Okay? I'm trying to think other than that. I mean, obviously, I've been loving In the City. Kenny still pisses me the fuck off. God, he really does piss me the fuck off. So now that Summer House is over, I'm very intrigued to see where In the City goes. And honestly, I hate to say it, I really hope that they end up just firing Amanda too. I did hear that Andy Cohen basically said that he received some messages from fans basically saying that like there were a few questions that he didn't ask Amanda that people really, really, really wanted her to answer. So he's going to be asking them in the City reunion. So I'm pumped to see that. So TBD, stay tuned. Every episode, honestly, of Fashionably Broke Podcast, we will be doing a reality roundup just because, I've been really into the reality TV lately. It is feeding me everything I need it to feed me, and I've been loving it. So stay tuned, TBD. We will. Hey guys, if you are watching on YouTube, you might notice something might be a little bit different. That's because it is the next day. I recorded the beginning half of this podcast and then realized as I was about to get into the main topic that my camera was about to die. So I thought, you know what? Why rush when I can take a day, charge the camera, and come back the next day? If you are watching on YouTube, you will notice that I still am rocking the straw cowboy hat because I still wanted to stick in theme with the podcast with Coastal Cowboy, summer style vibes. So we are rocking the straw cowboy hat, a Hamptons sweatshirt, and we are here to talk friendship. But before I fully dive into the main topic of today's episode, I do want to touch base on, thank God that I'm recording today because some major breaking news just dropped. Jelly Roll and his wife, Bunny, I think her name is, they're getting a divorce, which I don't know. To me, I feel like it kind of came as a shock. I feel like they're ones that are always just talking about how strong and good their relationship is. So, like, when I saw the news break today, I was taken aback fully. But besides that, let's dive into our main topic. And I want to discuss friendships. I feel like the older we get, the more difficult it is to make friends, keep friends, feel solid and solidified in your friendships. And I honestly just feel like it comes with the territory of getting older. But I came across this term on TikTok that really, truly resonated with me. And honestly, I feel like would resonate with so many of y'all. I feel like, especially the older you're getting, I mean, I just turned 28 and I don't know, I feel like I've really been sitting and kind of like stewing in my thoughts, thinking about my friendships, my relationships, and number one, how amazing they are and how many amazing people I have in my life and that I've become friends with and that I still have in my life and still keep up with. But I feel like I have really started to reflect and learn a lot about my friendships and the patterns that I've seen kind of throughout the course of my life from childhood to adulthood. And just like the different dynamics and just kind of like my feelings surrounding them all. I feel like the older I've been getting, I've been struggling a lot more with the idea of friendships and the idea of relationships and kind of where I fit in those relationships and those friendships and, you know, how I view them versus how I feel I'm viewed in their eyes or how honestly I'm treated towards by them and how I treat others. And I feel like this term really embodies what a lot of people experience in their life. And basically, I wanted to discuss the topic of the fringe friend. So, what even is a fringe friend? So, basically, it's someone who is friends with everybody, but doesn't necessarily feel like they fit in with anyone. So it's the person who's invited sometimes, but not always. And the person who I would say aren't necessarily thought of first in the friend group. And I feel like that's something that almost everyone can relate to at least once in their life or with one specific friend group or multiple friend groups. Or it's the person that belongs to multiple friend groups but doesn't necessarily feel like they truly belong to a friend group, where they just kind of feel like they bounce around and are friends with a lot of people but that don't necessarily have that person that they would be the first call, if that makes sense. And I feel like a lot more people experience this than people talk about. Something that when I was, you know, trying to like make the notes for this topic, because I feel like it's a really hard topic to discuss because it's something that I feel like I struggle with and deal with and try to navigate like I know so many of y'all do. But then also, you know, I look at it and I value my friendships so freaking much. But at the same time, and this has nothing to do with any of them, it's more so I think in almost like how I grew up and how I was raised. I went to multiple different schools. I moved around a lot. I never had one friend group or a huge group of core friends that I pretty much was with my entire life. No, I've always had to make new friends, make new connections in either the new school that I was in, the new state that I lived in, because I've moved states multiple times. I've moved schools a lot of times. And, you know, I've kind of had to, I feel like in almost every major stage of my life, almost had to start fresh. As in, you know, I'm still friends with the people that at my last school, but I'm now in a new place. I'm now in college. I'm now in a different state. I need to make friends where I'm at. And so I kind of feel like it made me like bounce around to multiple friend groups and have multiple friend groups. But again, I removed myself from the situation. So I'm not necessarily the top of mind of everyone that I'm friends with just because I removed myself from the situation. So I feel like lately, too, it was something that I was really, really, really struggling with. And before I came across the term and really kind of like dove in deeper to what a fringe friend is, it was something that I struggled with a lot. And I was really beating myself up, just kind of asking myself, like, am I not good enough? Like, why don't I feel like I'm anyone else's number one? I have people that are my go-to calls, but like I feel like I'm not anyone else's go-to call. And again, I feel like it also just kind of it comes out of I don't live in the same state. So I'm not there. I'm not readily available. I'm not in front of their face. And to my amazing friends that I've made here in Nashville, I love them so, so, so much. I live further out than them. I also am the newer friend in the friend group where a lot of these people either went to college together and all moved to Nashville together or grew up together, or basically they just have these like really long running relationships that span 6+ years. So, as the new person coming in, I'm trying to navigate kind of like where I fit in the dynamics in the relationships and but also, trying to balance my life, job, work, my commute, the podcast, social media. So I just kind of almost feel like in life, it's kind of the cards that I was dealt with. And again, I feel like every single person is able to relate to this, whether it's one friend group or another, where they don't necessarily feel like they are a part of the main friend group and they're almost on like the outer circle. Or they're friends with some people in the friend group, but not everybody. They haven't had the chance to get close to everybody. So it's like, okay, you know, when it comes to group hangouts, they see it posted, like you'll see pictures posted online and you kind of think to yourself like, damn, why wasn't I invited? Like I would have loved to be invited to that. And I feel like it wears you down and becomes harder and harder and harder. But I really have been working on kind of changing my perspective when it comes to being quote unquote the fringe friend. I feel like, yes, in retrospect, it does feel like a very, very lonely place. I feel like a lot of times the hurt kind of comes from basically like you're friends with so many people, but you just don't necessarily always feel like chosen. You might not get invited to everything all the time. You might get invited occasionally. You might not ever get invited unless you are the initiator. I feel like that's one thing that fringe friends, typically run into is that they aren't invited unless they're the ones that are initiating the invite, that are reaching out consistently and constantly just to kind of keep themselves on the top of everybody else's mind. And I also kind of feel like sometimes being the fringe friend isn't necessarily all the time in friend groups. I feel like a lot of times you might see it in the workplace when it comes to coworkers, where you're friends with all of them but not as close as you want to be, or don't necessarily have that relationship as two of your other coworkers. And so you go to the office and you hear about them hanging out outside of work or making plans to hang out outside of work, and you're just kind of sitting there and being like, hey guys, like what about me? Like I would love to hang out with you guys. So I feel like really in any aspect anyone can relate to this topic. I feel like us as human beings, we're wired for belonging. And when we feel like we don't necessarily belong, it really like takes a toll on you. It weighs you down and it hurts your feelings. And it kind of makes you question, like, am I not good enough? Why aren't they choosing me? Why can't I be included? And I also feel like when it comes to fringe friend tendencies, fringe friends are typically the people that are like the peacekeepers, where they're constantly reaching out, wanting to be involved, but aren't necessarily involved in like the drama or like the politics of the friend group because they don't necessarily have that in. I feel like they're the ones that are trying to keep friend groups together that might not necessarily be a solid foundational friend group. Or they're the people that are trying to create friend groups based on their sole individual friends and trying to bring them all together so that they can kind of feel like they have a friend group. I feel like that's a tendency that I have, and I feel like it's bit me in the ass quite a few times where, I'm looking at a group and I'm like, I'm friends with every single one of y'all. Let's all hang out. But at the end of the day, not everyone is going to get along, and then kind of realizing, oh shit, like, yeah, not everyone's going to get along. So like stop trying to make this friend group work because it's not going to work. And two, I think that also social media plays an insane role when it comes to, the fringe friend and why it does feel so lonely is because you see photos online of group trips, of birthday dinners, people posting inside jokes, and just kind of like thinking to yourself like, okay, were they trying to exclude me? Like, did they not even think to invite me? Like, did they not think I wanted to go? Like, did they think I was busy? And just like, I feel like thinking to yourself, I get in my head a lot where it's like, okay, I know I said I couldn't make the last two hangouts. So do you think that they've stopped inviting me because of that? Like, should I reach out and just be like, hey, like, I know I said no to the last two hangouts. Like what can I do to make sure I'm invited the next time? I feel like I constantly find myself like running that through my head. And then also just like comparing yourself to like, I don't know, this too, I feel like especially is when social media plays like a really big role in, validating your feelings of not being good enough or, not being chosen is when, like looking through photo dumps and realizing, oh, you didn't make the photo dump, and being like, okay, like, again, like you just don't necessarily feel chosen. Something that really hit home when I was, kind of like researching Fringe Friend and I don't know, just like kind of like writing my notes, writing advice on, just like what it is in total, how it makes people feel, like what people go through, the stages of hurt, and then also trying to like navigate being the fringe friend. This really stood out to me, but it was it was insane. Okay, so maybe the most lonely place isn't having no friends at all. Maybe it's having plenty of friends and still wondering where your seat at the table is. I mean, holy shit. Because I sit back and I look at it. I have so many friends that I am so grateful for. So grateful for. And it's not that I don't have any friends. I have so many friends. But I feel like there's also that tinge of loneliness. And I find it hard not to almost blame myself in a way just because I've moved so much. I moved away from my friend group in Louisiana. And I've made so many wonderful friends here, but at the same time, it's like, I go back to Louisiana or I text them or, every now and then I jump on a call with them and it's like they have all of these inside jokes and all of these memories made, nights out, vacations, trips, inside jokes. And I am like on the outside of it where I don't know what they're talking about. I missed out on those nights. I missed out on those memories, and I'm not a part of those inside jokes. And I feel like it hurts, but at the same time, I realize I don't live here. I'm not there. I'm still their friend. They're still my best friends. And it's something that is really, really, really hard to navigate. But after really diving into it and, realizing my feelings and emotions with it all, I am really starting to look at it in not a negative light. I'm looking at it in a positive light. I feel like being the fringe friend makes me flexible in a sense of I am friends with so many amazing people that have completely different personalities, that come from completely different walks of life. And I am so grateful to have them in my lives. I feel like I'm able to make friends with so many others based on my relationships with the people that I'm friends with now. I feel like I've had the opportunity to make even more friends, to meet even more amazing people, and I don't know, just like go on crazy trips, go and just like have so many opportunities, be able to do so many things and make so many memories with my friends, because again, I'm not just excluded to one friend group or, one type of person. I've been able to make so many different types of friends, and friends in Texas, friends in Louisiana, friends in Nashville that no longer live in Nashville. I feel like I wouldn't be who I am today if I wasn't able to build those connections and make those relationships. And also, I feel like being a fringe friend also just gives me the opportunity to be there for others. I feel like I am a person that a lot of people go to for advice, go to for a shoulder to cry on, and I love being able to offer like a source of comfort for others when they need it. It might not be all the time, but even if I haven't talked to you in 5 years, I'm still there for you when you need me. And I just feel like it's allowed me to, make those connections even stronger just by being that person, by being the person that is able to offer advice, be the peacekeeper. And I also feel like it has made me really, really great at reaching out. That when someone crosses my mind, I don't hesitate and I will text them right then and there. I feel like I don't know. Everyone loves getting a text that says, "Oh my God, I've literally been thinking so much about you. I miss you so much. How are you? What's up? What's going on? You've been on the top of my mind lately." And like the fact that literally if I'm thinking about someone, if someone pops in my head, I will literally stop and text them immediately. And I just hope that it makes their day. And I hope that they know that someone's thinking about them and that they are on the top of my mind and that they're loved and that I love them so much. But all this to say is, if you have ever felt like any of those things, you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It is such a common feeling. It's such a common thing with everybody. Everybody has felt this way before. It is not just you. So I feel like what I basically want anyone to get out of this is, you know how it feels because you've felt it before. And so just knowing that and knowing that someone else could be feeling this way, I feel like go out of your way, make others feel seen, make others feel loved, and just know that you're there for them. Reach out to them. If someone's on your mind, reach out to them. If someone's on your mind, if you haven't hung out with someone in a long time, text them right now and ask them to hang out. Let's go to dinner, go to drinks, go to coffee, go for a walk, go to the park. Who cares? Go to the movies. Who cares? If you are thinking about them, text them. If you kind of catch yourself thinking, "Oh my God, I have not hung out with Jessica in so long," text her right now and be like, "Hey girl, when is the next time you're free? Let's go get dinner. Let's go get drinks. Let's go get coffee." I promise you, it will make their day. It will make your day. And karma is a thing, and someone is going to do it to you. And so I just think that it's important to make sure that you make others feel seen, feel loved, and heard, because by doing that, someone's going to do it to you. And just know you're not alone. And if you need someone to talk to, if you want someone to be your person, send me a DM, send me a text, give me a call. I will be there for you because everyone deserves to have a seat at the table, and you most definitely have a seat at my table. Well, I know that was kind of deep, and I really hope that I kind of got my point across and that you were able to take something away from today's episode, whether it be summer style, honestly, whether it be reality TV. If you're interested in watching Love Island and just didn't know if you should do it yet, do it. I highly encourage you to watch Love Island. Or if you were able to take something away from being the fringe friend. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more from the podcast, make sure to check Fashionably Broke out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Feel free to follow the podcast on all social media platforms at Fashionably Broke Pod. And feel free to check me out on all social media if you want to see more behind the scenes, more of my life, more fashion, etc. You can find me on all platforms at Maddy Schweppe, MADDYSCHWEPPE. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.